president, please remove your caps and join instrumentally with the playing of the national anthem. Hello, my name is John Fitzgerald, and I am the class of 1993 senior class president. I would like to introduce the guests we have with us on stage today. First, Mrs. Ann Gibbons, Vice President, Board of Education. Mr. Joseph E. Donahue, Director, Board of Education. Dr. Richard Lester, Director, Board of Education. Dr. Robert E. Reynolds, Assistant Superintendent. Kelly Lamont Dickens will deliver the first class speech. Peter James DeCastro, valedictorian, will deliver the second class speech. Dr. Graham M. Weir, principal. And at this time, I would like to introduce my fellow class officers. To my left, Vice President Sammer Abbas. To his left is the Secretary, Robert Creighton Price. And to his left is the Treasurer, Sarah Ann Sabo. Also on stage is the 1993 Honored Faculty Member, representing the class as selected by the class of 1993, Mr. Carl Dorr. I would like to welcome all the friends, family, faculty, relatives, and alumni that have came to watch the commencement of the class of 1993. You've been the ones that have made it possible for us to be here today. You have watched us grow into the young adult scholars that sit before you. First, I would like to welcome the faculty that have given us that bit of advice or extra incentive to succeed. Secondly, I would like to welcome the family and relatives that have supported us through this four-year mission. You bared with us through all those games, practices, dances, or maybe even an occasional night assisting us into late hours with our homework. Finally, to all the friends of the class of 1993, be it alumni of Hazelwood Central, a neighbor, a friend of the family, or even a fellow classmate, I would like to say welcome. They have listened to our problems, stood by our side, shared the many laughs and the many tears that will stay embedded in our memories for the years to come. So I would like to ask the class of 1993 to stand up and give a round of applause to all these people, to welcome them to the 38th annual graduation ceremony, because without them, a lot of us would not have made it here today. Thank you. Now, I would like to turn it over to Kelly Lamont Dickens, who will deliver his speech titled, We Hold the Torch. The torch has been passed to a new generation. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow graduates of the class of 1993. Tonight marks a momentous occasion in our budding lives. In a matter of hours, life in the real world will embrace us, and the flaming torch we have been passed by the previous generation will guide us toward the horizon. Many of us will allow the torch to take us along different pathways, but feel confident in the knowledge that the 4 years spent at Hazelwood Central have not been wasted. Every day we walk by the glass encased sill of Hazelwood Central, we were reminded that our school made an investment into our futures. We also have made an investment into our own lives. The hours we spent studying showed us how to become responsible. Participation in different activities showed us how to commit. Cheering fellow Hawks on at games and F assemblies showed us how to support something we believe in. When your best friend ended a relationship and you were there to comfort them, we learned how to be sensitive individuals. These situations prepared us for the pressing troubles of the real world. It is now our duty to begin to invest in the next generation, and the courage to do so will come from looking toward the horizon. Like many of us, I have aspirations of owning my own successful business, becoming filthy rich, and living happily ever after. If only it was as easy as the words. In a society that labels the black male as an endangered species, and the class of 1993, a lost generation, there seems to be no hope for the positive attributes that we hold within us. We all possess the ability to make a difference. I don't consider myself endangered, and I don't consider us the lost generation. What society often chooses to see is only on the surface. They fail to see our inner strength. Like past generations, we are geniuses, thinkers, builders, doers, and followers. It is our obligation to let the world witness the burning flame instilled within us. We have been challenged by society to be better mathematicians, better scientists, better teachers, better philosophers, better parents, better people. We can be the rich entrepreneurs, the trusted family physicians, and the corporate lawyers. The winners will be the ones who realize their own personal potential. Instead of looking for that ever so dismal rock, hold your head high and keep your eyes focused on the horizon. Some perceive the world around us as either black or white. The shades of gray are never exposed. Here at Hazelwood Central, we all were exposed to people of many races and cultures that extended beyond our own. For many of us, it provided an insight into the diversity of the world we live in. If we are ever to be the people we hope to be, we must begin and continue to make investments into others who are different from ourselves. We must broaden our scope to encompass those that may not have similar interests. If we are enlightened by our discoveries, strengthen them. If we are discouraged by our discoveries, form a new viewpoint. If we are indifferent, let us not complain. In this world, people of magnificent views can be seen everywhere, just as we see in the colorful horizon at sunset. This is not a liability, but an asset that must not be forgotten. As the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King said, cherish your human relationships, for they are the investment into your soul. How could we have ever made it to this point without the constant support and encouragement of our family and friends? Friendships were an important investment in which we made throughout our years at Hazelwood Central. Friends were those of whom we could share triumphs and heartaches, thoughts and ideas, no matter how bad they seemed to be. Although some friendships have ended, others have blossomed in their place. When the pain from the end of friendship was strongest, we could always receive comfort from our families. From birth, we were always taught that the family was our underlying strength. I'm sure I speak for the class of 1993 that I am thankful for the continuous nurturing our families have provided. When it came to us and our success, our families never ceased to look toward the horizon for our potential. Indeed, we are the new generation who possesses the courage to face and realize the potential of our world. We must never look down before taking the next step. He who keeps his eyes fixed on the far horizon will find his right road. In life, we will be confronted with conflicting choices, alluring temptations, and opportunities to compromise our values. In making our decisions, it is essential that we retain our quality of integrity. Never hesitate to look to your horizon in search of confidence and courage. Run with the flaming torch along your most challenging and rewarding path. We, the class of 1993, have been given our decree. The challenge is to fulfill it. Thank you. Next, delivering his speech titled The Ladder of Success is the valedictorian, Peter James McCashville.
Dr. Reynolds, faculty and staff, parents and guests, but most importantly, members of the class of 1993. Good evening. A little over 5.5 years ago, I stood behind a podium very much like this one, on a stage at Hazelwood Junior to run for the student council. I was a transfer, and I knew no one, so I figured I'd have to make an impression. I was scared to death, so I said so. I still am. In 2 hours, maybe a little shorter than 2 hours, I and the rest of us will be plunged headlong out of the alleged security of high school into the great unknown, the real world. For the past 6 years, I've become friends with very many of you, enemies admittedly with a select few. And I'm sure that's the case for all of us. But some of the things that have happened to and because of the class of 1993 have been pretty amazing. We wore out not one, but 2 head principals in our tenure. We made the switch to Pepsi, but more importantly, we made a difference here at Hazelwood Central and in the community. Special Activities Day reached out to hundreds of really special kids. The ambassadors opened up Hazelwood Central to the community, and activities like those great pep assemblies, peer leaders, and International Day opened us up to ourselves. I've grown to respect many of you for some incredible talent, from on the field, to on the stage, to in the classroom. And sometimes not for any award of talent at all, but just because you are a great person. We may not have run the world in our 4 years here at Central, but we all really did pitch in and work side by side to help our little piece of it. We must not have done a very good job, though, because here they are kicking us out. And so we are forced to look to the horizon. My immediate future, like many of you, is in college. And in applying, I came across the question, what does success mean to you? I thought about that a lot. Was it money, or a high-power corporate job, or a family, or a big house in the suburbs with white picket fences? It didn't matter. I didn't apply to that college anyway. But it got me thinking, where was I going? What did I want for my life? Each of us needs to ask ourselves these questions. We need to have an encompassing goal to guide us, to be, as Shakespeare put it, constant as a northern star. If you don't have a goal, if you don't know where you're headed, it's easy to get off track. It's easy to flounder in an abyss of things that need to get done. But most of all, it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day chores of life and to lose sight of your goals. Never look down to test the ground before taking your next step. He who keeps his eyes fixed on the far horizon will find the right road. That's our class motto. It's also a good piece of advice from Dak Hammarskjöld, who tells us exactly that. Don't get so lost in the little things that you lose sight of your overall plan for your life. Ask yourself, what does success mean to me? And strive to reach that level of success. Life is like a ladder, and every day, each one of us tries to climb to the next rung. Sometimes you don't make it. If you keep trying, maybe if you get the help of a friend, someday, you, I, all of us, will find our way to the top. Success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. Hello, my name is Tamar Adams, and I'm the Senior Class Vice President. Throughout our 4 years here at Central, our teachers have provided us with a powerful tool of education. For without them, none of us here today would be able to graduate prepared to face our future challenges. One teacher, however, has stood out and chosen as the honored faculty member by us, the senior class. This teacher is a graduate of Normandy High School with a history major and a political science minor from the University of Missouri-Columbia and a master's in education from Webster University. He has taught social studies classes here at Central for the past 24 years. It's my honor to present Mr. Carl Dorr.
Thank you. There are several people who probably deserve this honor more than I do, Jan Hazelwood being one of them, but I appreciate you selecting me. I wonder if you have ever asked yourself the following question. What is a diploma? You probably see it as a mere record of your graduation from high school, but it's really so much more. What it really is proof that you've successfully been taught how to learn, and hopefully how to think for yourself. Now that leads to a second question. What will you learn to become? Now that does not mean what occupation will you pursue. It does not ask the type of educational training you will have in the future. It has nothing to do with how much money you earn. The question could be better phrased, what type of person will you learn to become? There are basically two types of people in society. Those that give and those that take. There are those that build and those that destroy. There are those that help and there are those that choose to ignore the needy. I'm not used to a microphone either. There are people of greed and people of charity. There are people of kindness and understanding. There are people of harsh cruelty. There are people of goodwill, and there are people of hatred. Since I graduated from high school on June the 4th, 1959, yes, 34 years ago, and it doesn't seem that long, it seems that we have been dominated by those that take, those that destroy, those that ignore the needy, those that greed, those that are harsh and cruel, and those who seem to really enjoy hating. It seems that my generation has not done enough to reverse these trends, and the chances of my generation reversing them are very small. Therefore, this question is important to you. What type of person will you learn to become? You are a new generation. Your future is yours to control. Your view of the world is yours to control as well. Will you continue to support the hatreds and cruelties of the past, or will you learn to reverse these negative trends? What you learn to become will determine the future of our society. If you do not care about your future, the chances are you will not be pleased with it when it arrives. Your future is up to you, and you must think about it. Thank you.
We now please stand, and gentlemen, please remove your caps, as the class of 1993 concert choir presents the school alma mater and his class of 1993 school song, A Whole New World.
Please be seated.